G'day everyone, Ryan from Oz Sawdust Makers here again with another awesome Kreg project. Now today we're going to make a bar stool. The good news is that the plans are linked below in the description. The plans come in both metric and imperial, and I'm going to be showing you two different ways to make this stool. Whether you've got nice hardwood or reclaimed hardwood or something simple like pallet wood, I'm going to show you how to turn it into something you can sit on. First things first, measure and mark all the timber for the job. I'm being sure to capture knots and interesting grain features in the timber. Now your legs and your short rails and long rails are to be cut on a 5-degree angle. So I've run this through the thicknesser, and as expected, it looks stunning. This is going to come up so good when it's oiled. Just looks beautiful. The pallet wood, I didn't put through the thicknesser because I'm going for that, rough and ready, rustic pallet type look. What we'll do now is bust out the K5, drill all our pocket holes, then give this a good sand, and then get it ready to assemble. Let's do it. Okay, the star of the show, the one that does all the work, old mate Bluey, the Kreg K5. As I always say, you've got to set up your Kreg Jig properly. Only takes a couple of minutes, and then you are right as rain. So you set your drill guide based on the depth of your material. You position your stop collar using the stop collar setting block and the hex wrench that comes with it. Doesn't take long at all, and then you're good as gold. I like to mark where my pocket holes need to be drilled. That way I can have a look at what side of the timber is going to be outside facing or inside facing. So I have those all marked out and ready to go. I always use the vacuum attachment that comes with it. Saves cleaning up a whole lot of mess afterwards. And then we're off and drilling those pocket holes. Now I realised something here that I'm doing that I thought I should try and show you. When I was talking earlier about marking where your pocket holes are going to go. So rather than change the camera, I'll just get my other phone and I'm going to film here. Oh yeah, better clean the lens. I've marked the timber by breaking the width up into 3. Yeah, there. Oh, hello. So I've got lines for 2 evenly spaced holes. However, when I place it in the jig, I can see here that the A and C holes line up quite evenly, just a little outside both of those lines. So that's the way I gauge it. Okay, now where were we? Drilling pocket holes, drilling pocket holes, drilling pocket holes. Sorry. And time for sanding. So like I was saying before, the pallet wood is getting a sand, but I am going to leave a lot of those knocks and marks and imperfections in it. This is more timber from that pallet which I'm going to use for the seat. I started sanding it and then thought, no, I'm going to put that through the thicknesser. This is very old red gum flooring that was salvaged from a house built over 100 years ago. Actually, my parents' house. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like once it goes through the thicknesser. And that'll be the seat for the hardwood stool. So now we can start assembly. First, we take 2 legs. We take a short rail and a long rail. And we make an A, really. We make a big A. Next, we have our foot rails and our seat rails. We want to make sure those are lined up correctly. For the pine stool, I'm using 51mm coarse thread Kreg screws. And for the hardwood stool, I'm using 32mm fine thread Kreg screws. So now that you've got all your rails screwed on, you then want to screw the other side on, and you're done. Now to just attach its seat. So the pine that I showed you earlier, I've run that through the thicknesser. I've then joined those boards together with pocket holes, funnily enough. Because those red gum boards were tongue and groove, there was no need for me to screw them together. I put a little bit of glue in the gaps, but even that's not needed considering it will be screwed to the stool frame. And we're done! And we've got a stool! This is awesome! I'm really happy with this. It did not take long to get to this point. And we've got another stool! And, if you don't mind me saying, this timber is beautiful. Okay, so we've assembled both of our stools. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the Kreg pocket hole plug cutter. Now a lot of pocket hole projects are designed in such a way that you actually don't see a lot of the pocket holes, which is awesome. But sometimes they do show, and there's just no way around that, these stools included. So this gives you a way you can use the original timber from the job so it totally blends in. Now, I'm also going to do something a little bit different, which I haven't seen done before, and I'm going to make contrasting colour plugs for this hardwood stool to almost show off the pocket holes like a feature. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make those plugs for these stools. If you are unsure of what it is that I'm actually talking about, or you want to know how to use it, then that video right there, for safety's sake, let's say that maybe it's popped up here, is my complete guide on how to use a Kreg plug cutter. Let's keep going. The link to that video will also be in the description, and it should also pop up at the end of the video. We're not going to bother hiding the pocket holes up here or up here because you're just not going to see them. So there's only one thing left now, and that's to oil them up. So I'll give these both a couple of coats of Danish oil. Bubble O Bill has no formal comment on this oiling process, and straight away on this hardwood you can see on my face it's coming up so much better than I thought. Magnificent. Those pine pocket hole plugs, I think they look cool. You can see on the pine stool that they really do just blend in, and you only notice them when you're really looking for them. But I think as a bit of a unique feature on the hardwood stool, I like it. I think it looks really good. And I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. And here we have two finished stools, both very different styles, built from the same plans. Did not take long to build at all. I think they look great. Thanks for watching. I'm Ryan from Oz Sawdust Makers, and I'll be back again soon with another cool Kreg project. See you later.